How's it going, guys? All right, so today I do not want to talk about coffee. I know this channel is about coffee, and I've been coming on and talking about like all the different things. I feel like I've talked about everything there is to talk about. So, like, why would I want to continue with coffee, right? Today is day 16 or 17. So today is day 17. I'm recording a video to post on my coffee channel. And I am bored of doing coffee related content. It seems like I just, all the other stuff had to be said. I had to talk about how I roast. I had to talk about how I make coffee. I had to talk about the machine that I use, the propane, and talk about the beans and where to get them, sweetmarias.com, and what I paid, the price I paid. I've roasted how I roast, and just all of the different things. And you can only do so much. And I'm thinking to myself, I have another uh what 17, it'd be 15 if it wasn't for that. So another 13 days to go, right? 30 days. I have to do a video, and here I am doing videos on this. So I I am now having to become more creative, more ideas, and this is kind of what happens, right? This is what happened with me with my other channels on YouTube. This is what's starting to happen now, and it's like now it's turning into like now I'm just going on to make videos because I'm trying to meet a quota, or trying to just come up with ideas. And I have to force myself to be curious. And I feel like that's the thing is you have to look into what you don't know about the thing that you have a glimpse, just a glimmer of an interest in. And I do have an interest in coffee, obviously, buy 10 pounds at a time, dry processed, wet processed right there. So, I buy, obviously, and it smells really good, by the way. Uh, so I've got to roast this later on tonight after I get dinner figured out and stuff. Today's been a long day. I've been doing Pokemon Go with my kid, my son, and it's been so much fun. Just been me and him all day today. It was perfect. But I am. I love the roasting of the coffee. I find I have an interest in it, right? But it's all when it comes to the point where you're forcing it, it's like now I don't want to do any of it. Like I don't want to, like I don't care. I just want to go through and get it done, and it's not that important. It's not that big of a deal, and it becomes a little bit too serious after a while. And so but I'm posting anyway because I said that I would be here. So I got to go 30 days in a row, post 30 days in a row for this coffee channel. And what I'm developing is an ability to be able to push past the boredom feeling, the part where it doesn't feel like you have any purpose in it. Like you've said what you're going to say. You've thought of everything that you want to say. It's not really that important anymore. I need to move on. Something new, please. Like next kind of deal. So that's kind of where I'm at with this video, and with what's going on. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop. I'm going to keep going. I'm wanting to get input maybe from somebody, like ideas on what I could do. I don't want to buy any new machines. I'm not into like all the machine stuff. That can only go so far. No, it'll go as far as you want it to go, but I really don't want to have to buy new machines and such. So I have a lot of interest in coffee. It's kind of crazy how far it's come. I started out drinking coffee when I went to McDonald's and decided to get a frappuccino, and ended up having a ton of energy to finish the day. And I was like, okay, was it the sugar or was it the little bit of caffeine that was in there? Probably a little bit of both, but I ended up going to have some more, and it happened again. I had a lot of energy, so I started to look into Keurig, got into Keurig, started drinking that, made that taste good. Got into Illy espresso, the Hyper espresso capsules, buying those through Amazon, making those taste really good, adding just like a creamer to it. So I'd make an espresso, little shot of espresso, double shot, and then add like a pump or two, maybe I think like one solid pump to that creamer would be perfect. It's one of the Coffee Mate creamers that comes in the big huge dispenser with like a little like the compressing, you know, thingy that it uses. I don't know what that's called, but yeah, it would squirt that out into the espresso, mix that up, and it'd be perfect espresso. Normally, the espresso would be like, I wouldn't really like it that much. But then I, moved on to maybe I thought it'd be kind of cool to make my own. Like, I'm spending too much money on these illy capsules, so I need to find a way to make it cheaper. So I need to start just making my own espresso. So I got a Breville Impress, Barista Impress, and I was not impressed. Like, so pun intended, I was not impressed, and the coffee was actually better coming from my illy. So it's because I know now that I just wasn't making it right, but I just yeah I was using illy coffee, which is fine. It's great. Illy is good brand coffee, but I noticed that I could have better if I actually learned how to do this. So I finally broke down and got the Duo Pro because it was a little bit cheaper, like $500 instead of the 700 that I felt like I was wasting on the Impress. I think it was at the time. I got it on sale back in 2022. In 2023, I ended up getting, or 2024. No, it was 2023. In November, I got the Duo Pro and learned how to make coffee on that with the Baratza ESP Encore ESP grinder. And I didn't like having to spend like $200 on a grinder, but I found out through YouTube and all the videos that it's probably a good idea to go ahead and get a grinder that's fairly decent. Actually, you should spend more money on your grinder, but I wasn't about to do that. Probably because I think I even like probably like got the payments on Amazon to get it, or maybe not. I don't know. I can't remember. I know it was on sale, maybe like for $159, normally $199, something, or yeah, something like that, $200 or something. So figured, I need to. That was the reason I got it, was to save some money on coffee. And I realized after a while, I'm not saving any money. It's actually cheaper just to go ahead and continue sticking with the capsules. But now I'm into it because I'm making it more and getting better at it and making it for my wife now. And now she doesn't even use her illy machine after I just got done spending. Like, I bought illy capsules one last time, like a 6-pack for like $75. And I think like 5 of the containers are still in there with 18 capsules in each of them. The illy machine hasn't been used hardly at all. So here I go. Now I'm thinking, it'd be really cool to learn how to do this and, start making coffee for the youth. Like, I would love to make coffee for everybody at the church. They need to, enjoy this kind of thing. I know they've never had it before, and it was a hit. I was right. So I took my machine over there, and it did not work. It worked, but I kept forgetting to go back and look to see if the catch underneath the grinder was there. And about after the 4th time of me letting the coffee end up all over the countertop because I forgot to put the cup underneath to catch the grind, because I'd push the button, or I'd turn it on and let it just grind and walk away thinking it's done. The people that are waiting for the coffee are watching me while I'm talking to them, and they're like not saying anything while it's all pouring out on the countertop. I'm like thinking, oh, nice, all that's working. I'll let that go do its thing while I get the milk and then hold conversation. Nope, I'm not that person. Like, I can hold conversation. I'm good at talking with somebody, but not driving and talking at the same time. I will miss on the freeway. I will miss every off ramp until the person in the right seat in my passenger seat says, "Hey, I need to be the navigator now," and then it clicks, and they're like, "Hey, this guy needs to be told, like, hey, better turn here." Like, oh yeah, that's right. It doesn't matter even if I have my GPS going. So, because everything the GPS says is just a suggestion anyways when it comes to that. So, but not normally. It's just when I'm talking. with somebody, holding a deep conversation or whatever. So um, I ended up having to get the Breville Barista Pro, and in a couple videos, I think I've shown a couple videos on here of that machine, and that thing works great for serving a crowd of people. I think the I don't know, it doesn't have a boiler. It's got like this automatic heating mechanism that heats the water as it comes out, kind of thing. And I think that gets kind of hot, and it will start to make the coffee taste a little weird because I think it gets too hot when it pulls through the shot. So it starts to dull the taste of the coffee a little bit in a weird way. Like, I think it does get too hot. So that thing does have overheating problems. It does mess with the flavor of the coffee, I've noticed. I didn't notice what people were saying before, but I think that does have it. And so I need a second machine, and that's where I'm at with that. I need a second machine. But my idea and why I even started roasting my own coffee was because I was spending $1,000 a year, maybe more, on just the coffee alone. So I went through a couple of different coffees. I was using Illy. I went to Cafe La Llave. I think it's like Key Cafe or something like that. And Cafe La, no, it's yeah, Key Cafe. Yeah, exactly. Um, so I believe that's what it was, and it's a Cuban coffee, and it's really really good. You get like 32. This is before I realized you can freeze coffee, but I might end up going back to that because it was really good. But I probably shouldn't because it was hit and miss. Sometimes it was amazing. Sometimes it was over roasted. Now that I know it was over roasted, now I know what I was getting. But back then I didn't know, and so it was hit and miss. So it wasn't a good thing to rely on. Sorry, I had to pause that and I had to sneeze really quick. So that wasn't good to rely on. So I ended up going with Blue Bottle because a friend of mine at the church said, "Hey, Blue Bottle's really good." So I said, "Okay, I'll try it. I'll get some and we'll see what it's like." And ended up being a hit. Like everybody loves Blue Bottle, but that's the coffee that was costing me like $14 per week. Every week I had to have that stuff ordered, delivered here because I didn't know that you can actually freeze coffee. If I was to do it that way now, I would buy 4 bags up front and just freeze all 4 of them. So that way I have a bag per week. But I didn't know that. And now here I am thinking green coffee is going to be the thing that, enables me to save money. It does not save me money. I ended up spending more money, $100 now, like for per month or something, maybe more. Buying coffees because I want to be surrounded by green coffee, like for real. Like I want this stuff everywhere, all my favorites. I want to just be able to be like, okay, yes, I will go do that. I'll go do that. I'll go do that. I'll do that. And like put it all in there and roast and make all kinds of different concoctions. I want to experience it all. I want to know it all. I want to know what it all tastes like. And this little machine, this little popcorn popper enables that thing. It enables it to happen, which is so cool. Yeah, um, you know, it, the doing of the coffee is fun. The making myself want to talk about it on YouTube and stuff is not fun. But it's because I'm not doing something right. I need to figure that out. And I think possibly an idea that I have, um, that I could possibly start doing, but here's the thing is I'm not supposed to get into like super detail and like maybe like try so hard to do videos right now. I'm supposed to just get through and do the 30 days, make it boring and not do all kinds of new stuff and try. And this is me not really trying, okay? The whole time, this is me not really trying, not supposed to. Because if it was me, I would be picking. I have 2 different roasts now, okay? I have 2 different blends that I like to do. Each one of those blends has 2 different coffees. And that means I have 4 coffees total I could be trying and perfecting, okay, by themselves, along with the blends that I can perfect. So that gives me 6 total possibilities of coffees that I can offer, okay, in my household or to people over at the church, and I can serve them and stuff. By the way, the church thing is for kids that are in the youth. It's a way for me to. It's not. This is not an altruistic thing. Like, I mean, it kind of is, but it when I think about it, I chose this because I would prefer not to be doing yard sales for fundraisers or other fundraisers or yard sales, garage sales, same thing, or car washes and things. But I have found an idea. I can make coffee during those car washes and yard sales. Duh. Like that works. Like, why not do that? Like, so I don't have to worry about doing all that stuff now. Now I don't have to worry about doing all that. Coffee still works. It's still a good idea. But right now it's not making enough money to be able to keep us from having to do all those other things. So in that aspect, it didn't really work because it didn't give us enough money. It costs too much. Coffee itself, by itself, costs too much to support itself. Like, it needs some sort of other. I don't understand how companies have a business for selling coffee or in a coffee business. Obviously because I haven't done it, but there's something that people are doing with coffee, like in the coffee business, that's making it to where they can survive, because I don't understand how they can survive on such small profit margins. Because I usually get about $5 per coffee. I'm giving away a lot of free coffee too, because it's all for donation, like whatever you want to give. But excuse me. Well, the thing that saves me in doing this for the church is the fact that um, I I am the thing that allows people that come to get coffee. It allows them to know what it is that's going on with the youth, and they see a need and they go to fulfill it, right? I think there's a hole in one of these bags. Dang, sucks. Okay, that's not good. But I gotta get a new bag for that. In this coffee bag right here. So what happens is they'll, like last year we got $5,000 just for the youth, through people donating money. Um, to make it to where kids are going and stuff. And I remember them talking to me while they're having coffee. Yep, we're gonna be supporting a couple of kids this year. It's like, that's awesome, great. I had no idea that it was gonna be $5,000. There's no, I didn't that we didn't make that much money. We make maybe at most on $50 for serving coffee, right? So 10 coffees, $5 each is, but I think half the time I'm getting about $15 or maybe $20. Okay, so on average maybe $30, maybe not, like probably not even that is what I get per Sunday. So every Sunday it's not enough. And the kids go on trips often. They do different activities and they need money often. But the two main ones are youth convention in November and youth camp in December. No, in June. In June, and both of those are like thousands of dollars because we end up sending like 20 or 30 kids or something like that. So it's worth it, but it's a lot. So we, and the church doesn't want the kids to be excluded because the kids oftentimes can't afford it, and there's no way that we can let a kid not go because they can't afford it. Like they have the experience. I noticed because of like the camaraderie with other kids, and the people that they bring to talk to the kids and the worship and everything. It's an experience that can only be experienced. It can't really be explained, and it's not like it can be. Like a resetting. It's a coming back to what really matters kind of thing. It takes you outside of the element of the school and like getting consumed with all the drama and the friends and stuff or whatever it's going on at home, even maybe whatever, because kids are going through a lot of stuff we don't even know. It's just, but they it, it's what they need. It helps them reset, and there's so much need that these kids are that they have, you know, the pain they're having or whatever, like this time, like this generation that we have now, I think Gen Z, right, something like that. Their main thing is what is it, it was anxiety. So a lot of anxiety with this generation. So um, a lot of bad things come with anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of worry. But anyway, that's why I started the coffee, right? That's why I started this whole thing. And I thought, you know, just making green coffee or buying the green coffee is going to be the thing that allows me to go ahead and save some money. And it did not. And I'm not taking any money from the youth. It's all my money that I'm spending on it, right? But so it's not a problem, but it's just this is been it's grown into more of like a hobby for me to do. And I need to stop somewhere. I need to probably be cognizant of the fact that it might be getting out of control here pretty soon. But the goal this whole time has been to find, like I've had found already, about six coffees that I can rely on. Um, Six different, you know, offerings that I can have, and and I think I found it. But Sweet Maria's goes through their stock quite a bit, and that's why I have to consistently update what I have available. And what's too bad about that is I probably just need to buy 156 pounds of one of the coffees when it comes available. That way I consistently have that same one and just eventually make that taste good, like by learning how to roast it. And my idea for this channel, what I would do is I would pick that one coffee and I would learn how to roast it light, medium, and dark, and see if I can do um, maybe just one of them. Just do like a medium roast. Let's see if I could do it consistently, right? So excuse me. So let's say I roasted it and let the roaster come down to cool temperature again. Let it heat back up and throw the beans in there again and try to do it about 3 times and see if I can get them all tasting the same. Do a taste test and see if they all taste the same, you know, kind of thing. And that would be a cool video to see how consistent this roaster is, right? But that would be a one-time thing. That would be kind of interesting, and it would get old pretty fast. And this is the thing is, with YouTube, this is how it is. I need a team of people to be willing to go around and figure out different things to be able to do ideas, and because I won't do this for myself, because this would be something that I would be doing for myself, right? I know I won't. So I need somebody to do it for. And if nobody even on YouTube is interested, because you know I'm coming up with ideas that are kind of mediocre, and therefore the execution is going to be mediocre, I'm going to get an output or a feedback that's also not so good, like so, and that'll just create a snowball effect, and the channel won't really go anywhere. So, that's kind of where I'm at. That's kind of where I'm at right now, and that's what I'm thinking. It's a lot. I think I'm pretty clear on it though. But if you have found this story time or whatever talk I've been doing here entertaining or interesting at all, go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you haven't already. If not, no problem. But if you do want to follow along and see what I'm doing, see how far this goes, see if I will continue after the 30 days, see if I should continue, yeah, then I will be interested to see if you would say that, or if anybody would say that I should. Um, I think it's an answer I'd have to give for myself, right? Um, but it's a scary one because it's a big commitment, and I don't want to not commit because that's what I need to do. It wouldn't be just a commitment to the channel; it'd be a commitment for me to be able to say, yes, this is what you're gonna do, Mike. this is it, and plan out something for this. Do something for this because it matters. So, all right. I will see you guys in the next one. Catch you later. Take care. Bye.